Values.
Okay, so we're talking about values. I feel like values is such a loaded topic. So we've been talking about culture and how to foster the culture in your relationship, especially if you come from different backgrounds and different cultures. And then my question is, well, what if you don't have the same values? Okay, so let's say the one person really values, again, that kind of stability, and I say it's from New England, but there's many places that are stable. One person values stability and consistency, the other person values spontaneity and, having long bucket lists, or even, how to spend money. What do you do when you don't have similar values, or there are places where you're not aligned? And how do you begin to break down those conversations to determine if it's a deal breaker?
Sure. Yes, and I think that's probably what it is that we ought to determine if it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
The first question, I think, is, do we have a vision? And that's where I think sometimes we're not taught to create a vision in school. We're not taught as a culture to always have a vision and end in mind.
Yeah.
So we could be with our fiancés who have no clarity on what vision is. So number one, I think we need to introduce the word visioning into the culture if we want to have an incredible relationship. And it doesn't mean that you want to make millions of dollars, or it just means that what do you envision your life would be? And the simplest way to do that, really, without feeling as though your kind of intention is that, where do you see your life in a year? Where do you see your life in 5 years? Where do you see your life in 6 years, 8 years? And I think that has to be an intentional conversation of visioning, and you have to, as a man or woman, say, can I be with this person who doesn't see vision as a valuable thing? Now, I would say that understanding actually eliminates doubt, which means that if you can invite this conversation of visioning and then introduce and read together the importance of the value of creating a vision, then you won't have to fight the need to create visions as a way of life, as a culture.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very important culture, and it goes kind of in tandem with a dream. But the thing is that if we don't have a vision, we're living by default, which means that the constant conversation always has to be, what's the vision here for our family? What's the vision here for our family? And you then work backwards from that vision. And what also that entails is that give yourself sort of these deadlines. What's the vision here in 6 months? What's the vision here in a year? And sort of create that common language and ask, what's your vision how you want to spend money? What's the vision and how you want to create the lifestyle that you have? What's the vision that you want when, of our home? And these things have to be, I think it's almost a beautiful conversation when people are open to visioning what that would be like.
Yeah.